Happy Friday, Cherry Blossom family. We are back with another episode of Talking Terpenes. I'm Derek. We are Cherry Blossom CBD, and we are talking about Delta 3 Carene this week. Delta 3 Carene is one of the major terpenes, and really, it's funny that we talk about this stuff because like, every week I learn so much how these terpenes are helping us, how they've already been helping us in our everyday lives, and that discovery has let me know that big business, big pharma, big food have known about these terpenes for a long time. Not necessarily the health impact on necessarily us as human beings or animals, but sometimes just as cleaning agents and things like that. So it's not this talk about terpenes is sort of new, but the study of terpenes is definitely not new. This is something that's been around for a long time. We're talking about especially the monoterpenes that are primarily made up of hydrogen and carbons. Hence, they are hydrocarbons, natural hydrocarbons from plants. So, aside from all that, let's jump into Delta 3 carene today. So, Delta 3 carene is found in nature in juniper. It is found in cypress. It is found in rosemary, bell pepper, citrus fruits, fir needles. I said cypress already. Rosemary, I did say already, but which is funny because there's a lot of those same places when we talked about pinene can be found in the same place. They're almost like complementary or sister terpenes, and we'll get to a little bit more on that later. Also, turpentine, basil. Come to find out, turpentine is not just some thing that you use to trim paint. It's a plant that's full of pinene, and the pinene is probably one of the most concentrated and delta 3 carene. So they're very concentrated in turpentine. The terpene displays a sweet, earthy aroma with, of course, piney undertones, and sometimes may boast a lemon flavor. Now, we wouldn't be talking about this if it wasn't found in cannabis or hemp strains, which they are in Super Lemon Haze, AK-47, Jack Herrera, and Skunk Number 1 are from the primary sources. So what are we using this for? What are we using this for? Terpene is one of the most interesting facts about this. And when you hear like people say, "Oh well, I use and I get dry eyes," this terpene is well known to remove excess fluid from the body, with high concentrations and of it are usually responsible for like the itchy throat, the eyes, and some of the coughing that people experience when they are intaking. So, but it can be known for euphoria, calm, enhanced mood. Collectively, with two major cannabinoids are found, Delta 3 carene may emerge as a part of the prevention and treatment method for osteoporosis and some other arthritis or arthritic fibromyalgia type of symptoms. And I will tell you why. In 1989, research shown that Delta 3 carene has both strong anti-inflammatory and antifungal properties. And terpene has also been shown to significantly increase the production of proteins for both protein and repair. Now this happens for both like hair and skin. We'll talk about a little bit some of that, but the most interesting part is the protein causes unspecified cells to become bone cells, and roughly a week later, at a rate in which calcium was deposited into the bones also increased. So as we took this, the calcium increased, and it seems like when we talk about osteoporosis, we're talking about bone density. So there's thoughts that it could help with bone density. There's not, as we know, we've talked about this before. A lot of the study on terpenes is new. It's it's kind of relatively new, even though the use of them have been around, but this kind of scientific study. So it's a lot of these things we don't know for sure, but we're just going on what you call anecdotal information. So interestingly, the study also showed that the medicinal effect was better at a lower dose than a higher dose, and that doesn't happen with most things. Now, something very cool I thought and interesting was newer studies on traditional Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine has been around for thousands upon thousands of years. The Chinese, the Middle East, the Mediterranean, Africa has been using botanicals for thousands of years, for treatment. When before there was, of course, modern medicine. So efficacy of an essential oil called from a plant called Gynura procumbens, and now native to Asia and Africa, it is called longevity spinach, longevity greens, greens of the gods, and this has been used to treat pretty traumatic injuries over time, injuries that most of us are make us pretty miserable, like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, fevers, rashes, UTIs, inflammation, dysentery, hyperlipidemia, kidney issues, migraines, viral infections, herpes, even. So that all these things have been tried with this essential oil of the Gynura procumbens. Now, it was tested on rats for anti-inflammatory and pain relieving effects with pretty impressive results. Now, the one thing about this oil that it contains pinene, carene, and limonene, all very essential terpenes, especially those that are found in hemp and cannabis plants. And it found with effective results as being a great pain reliever, as also anti-inflammatory. Now, I did not know this, but the essential oil of juniper is primarily composed of pinene and carene, and apparently is being used as an antifungal for quite some time. So, to combat these infections, the pinene and carene, as being the primary terpenes, are very effective in fighting things like candida and different dermatological fungi that maybe get on like the skin, hair, and nails. So I found that would be pretty impressive too. Now, all again administered in relatively low doses. Now, administered in high concentrations, delta-3 carene can act effectively as a central nervous system depressant. Studies have shown possibly aiding with symptoms of depression, stimulating memory, and even increasing memory retention. So the studies are showing that maybe this could be work for Alzheimer's patients. It's not the first time that we mentioned that in reference to different terpenes. So I think pretty cool stuff that we found out about delta-3 carene this week. Next week, I think we're going to talk about, I think it's terpineol, terpenylene, and terpineol, so, which are also kind of like sister terpenes. That is all for this week. I think we're going to take that and we'll sort of run with it. But there's a lot of information, a lot of cool things, and that we're learning more and more. Like, we talk about this so we understand that there's not always pharmaceutical or factory options available to you. There are things, if you care about keeping all natural, you can buy terpenes on the internet. You don't have to wait to consume this through any sort of cannabis, or some people or some companies can even produce or recreate terpenes artificially. So you can buy these things that help you. Just add them to like your beverage, and maybe we might do some of that on video sometime soon. But for right now, we're going to end it. It's Friday. I know I don't try to keep you guys long, but have a great day. Please, if you have any comments, like, subscribe, share, and of course comment. But always, please, if you know anyone who can benefit from this, share this with your friends, family, colleagues, what have you. But we'll be back next week with another episode of Talking Terpenes. I'm Derek, and I'm out. Have a great weekend.